And for a moment, I thought Bret Hart was going to be in trouble, but yeah, clearly Mark Henry has been in there the longest, and now look at this. And he throws out Luigi. That's just unbelievable, the fact that he's, hurt. I mean, he's bloodied and busted open, but he's still fighting and throwing guys out. And here comes another rookie sensation, John Cena. And a nice belly-to-belly suplex on a Bret Hart by the rookie. And now, meanwhile, here comes Eddie Guerrero in a bit of trouble at the hands of Mankind. Eddie trying to hold on. Still trying to hold on. Oh, but Eddie... Oh, wow. Just give it up to Eddie for getting back in the ring. And then a shoulder tackle onto Mark Henry. I mean, but then again, Mark Henry is, with all the blood that he's lost, I mean, Mark Henry can easily be taken down by just about anybody. Just because, he's been beaten and... Oh, no. The Big Show, Paul Wight. And the man is 500 pounds, if not close to it. And he stands over 7 feet tall. I mean, this man has got to be the favorite. And Mankind, a nice baseball slide to take out Eddie Guerrero. So Eddie's gone. And now it looks as if John Cena could be in trouble as well. And a clothesline onto Mark Henry. Oh, but John Cena manages to stay in. And Mark Henry, nice takedown to a much bigger man from Henry. And a clothesline onto Bret Hart that sends him over the top rope by John Cena. And a kick right to the face that sends Mark Henry over the top rope and onto the floor. But give it up to Mark Henry. Because the fact that he stayed in there as long as he did, despite the fact that he was, cut open, just give it up to him. So now you have Paul Wight, he's got to be the favorite at this point. Although there's still a couple of guys that are still to come. There's enough guys out there to be able to get rid of Paul Wight, but I don't see any one man being able to do it. Or maybe there is someone. Here comes Bowser. Bowser, close to 500 pounds himself, though is a little shorter than the Big Show, Paul Wight. He's big and strong enough to take on Paul Wight. So now you have two monsters in there. You have John Cena, the rookie, and then you have the insane, crazy Mankind. Well, I'll tell you one thing. John Cena and Mankind are doing the smart thing. They're going to let the big men go in there and kill each other. And Mankind gets thrown over the top rope, but he did not reach the floor. And wow, big clothesline onto Paul Wight, and then a takedown to Paul Wight. I mean, there's not very many men that can stand up to him and fight him, but if anybody could, it's Bowser. And John Cena managed to survive it. Oh my God. Well, here comes Cactus Jack. And for all you Mick Foley fans out there, it's going to be weird to see Mankind and Cactus Jack in the ring at the same time, but what the hell, man. And out goes Mankind just as Cactus Jack gets in there. But Mankind did a pretty good job for the time he was in there. And now John Cena is going to turn his attention to Cactus Jack, and that's a good idea. I mean, let the two big men go in there and kill each other, as Bowser just took him down with a shoulder tackle, or actually it was a spear. Forgive me. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Paul Wight, there's not very many guys that could take him on one, but Bowser's doing it. And, oh no. And, wait a minute, Paul Wight! Oh my god! A choke slam to Bowser on the floor. I mean, Bowser stood up to him, but even that was not enough against Paul Wight. But here's another man that could stand up to Paul Wight. He may not be as big as him, but he's definitely strong enough. Not so much physically, but supernaturally. And the rookie, John Cena, trying to hold on. Out goes John Cena. Wow! Wow! Big disappointment as far as Kane is concerned, but then again, he did run into Paul Wight. I mean, Paul Wight is much bigger than Kane. I mean, I guess you can't really fault him for that. Meanwhile, he's going to try to take care of Cactus Jack, and oh, wait a minute, here comes Link. Maybe Link can get the job done. I mean, he's taken on Ganondorf. I don't see why he couldn't take on Paul Wight. Meanwhile, Cactus Jack is holding on, but I don't know how much more he can take. Nope, can't do it. But Link goes right after Paul Wight. Oh, now this is a good idea as far as Cactus Jack is concerned. You might want to team up with whoever is in the ring with you against Paul Wight. Although I think Link might be teaming up with Paul Wight to get rid of Cactus Jack. And Cactus Jack, I don't know how, but he survived. Who's up now? Oh, wait a minute, here comes the Godfather. You know, the man who says that pimpin' isn't easy. And for some reason, I do agree with that sentiment. Or that statement, rather. But meanwhile, Paul Wight just gonna dominate. I mean, why not? I mean, he's a giant. He can pretty much do whatever the hell he wants to, because he is Paul Wight, and he is a giant. But it looks as if the Godfather is gonna take on Link. But that might not be a smart idea, because Link is... yeah, just gonna pound away on the Godfather. Ooh, nice clothesline on the Link by the Godfather. And Link thrown over the top rope, but he stayed in. A back body drop on the Link. Who's up now? Oh my goodness, here comes Shawn Michaels. And out goes Cactus Jack. I mean, Cactus Jack just could not stand up to Paul Wight. Just can't do it. And now he's going to go right after HBK, Shawn Michaels. Ooh, and a massive headbutt right to Shawn Michaels. Meanwhile, I mean, Godfather is big and strong enough to take on Link. But Paul Wight is just going to dominate anybody that's not big enough and strong enough. And even if they are, Paul Wight is just a monster. Oh, and a headbutt to the back of the head of Link. And no, wait a minute, here the Giant goes over the top rope. Oh, now Shawn has got to capitalize on this opportunity to get rid of Paul Wight, because, I mean, his momentum sent him over the top rope, but Paul Wight trying to hold on. And meanwhile, Wow, Paul Wight is gone. I mean, Paul Wight tried to get rid of... I mean, he tried to eliminate Shawn Michaels, but his momentum sent him over the top rope. And all Shawn Michaels had to do was knock him off the apron, and that's exactly what he did. So Paul Wight is gone. So now I would have to think the favorite would be Link, just because of the strength that he has. I mean, seriously, look at the size of his arms, man. But again, I wouldn't want to count out Shawn Michaels simply because he's been in this position before. He knows what it takes to win. And Chris Jericho's a great wrestler himself. And well, speaking of wrestlers, here comes a member of the corporation, Ken Shamrock. A jawbreaker onto Godfather. And Godfather, no. Uh-oh, what's going to happen to Chris Jericho here? Oh, no, wait a minute. He just turned the tables on both of them and rammed their heads together. Though I think that might have pissed off Ken Shamrock. And Shawn Michaels, a suplex onto the Godfather. Alright, who's up now? Oh my goodness. Shane McMahon. Now you have the second in command as far as the corporation is concerned. So now you have two members of the corporation in the ring at the same time. And if I am Ken Shamrock and Shane McMahon, I would try to work together to get rid of everybody in the ring. And for everybody else, they got to try to get rid of Shamrock and or not Shawn Michaels, Shane McMahon. They got to get rid of McMahon or Shamrock, because if they don't, then pretty soon it could come down to a 2-on-1 handicap against anybody, against Ken Shamrock and Shane McMahon. Meanwhile, Shamrock is going to try to get rid of Shawn Michaels, but not much luck, though. And now Chris Jericho, gets out of trouble, as does Shawn Michaels. So now you have a fight in the ring between these six men. Link has been in there the longest, and out goes Shamrock. Shamrock, wow, I mean, he didn't last very long, but I mean, at least they got rid of Shamrock, so now it's every man for himself again. And for Shane McMahon, now he's got to be screwed because, well, now he doesn't have any help. He's going to have to do this all by himself, and meanwhile, Chris Jericho showing the athleticism to get back in the ring when he was tossed out. And the Godfather manages to hold on, as does Chris Jericho. And a side Russian leg sweep onto the Godfather, as I mean, now it's starting to slow down the action because, well, as guys are in there for a while, I mean, they start to slow down. A back body drop onto HBK, and now here comes another rookie sensation, Edge. We saw his tag team partner, Christian, in the match earlier, but he didn't fare too well. We'll find out how Edge does. And Link has just taken a beating so badly. And whoa, look at the athleticism of Shawn Michaels, but he could have accidentally eliminated himself right then and there, as Edge goes after the man that's been in there the longest, Link. And then a drop kick onto Link. A side Russian leg sweep onto Chris Jericho.